Now, I do realize it's been a hot minute since our last update, and you've all been very excited to find out where Suzuki's adventure leads her next, and just all types of bomb disposal adventures are waiting in the wings, but while this is going to be a normal length video, I will say it is a little bit light on the actual bomb disposals.
はい、というわけでエニックスカウンターのみんなちゃんとチェックしてんのかよ。というわけで今週のトップ3の前になんとピックアップアーティストのコーナーです。
今回はだってフォーリンラブが赤丸急上昇、今週第11位の河合リカちゃん。
いらっしゃいませ。かわいいというわけで、リカちゃんはこのだってフォーリンラブがデビューシングルなんだよね。
そうなんですよ。
フレッシュデビューです。
よ
ー。来週にはねトップ10内だね。頑張ってもらいたいね。
嬉しいんですけどね。
絶対入ってほしいですね。
もう応援してくれてる皆様のためにも頑張りたいと思います。
俺もがっちり応援するからさ。
ありがとうございます。
あんまり応援しすぎないようにね。そういえばね、この初めてのコンサートがあったということで、こちらはもう大成功と聞いておりますけれども、やってみてどうでした？
はい、すごく緊張したんですよ。はい、もうドキドキで、はい、でも
ちょっと嫌らしいわ。
あ、やばい、世界入ってます。
気をつけて。
はい、気をつけますよ。
ごめんなさいね。どうでした？
でもやっぱり小さな頃から歌を歌うの大好きだったんで、歌手になりたかったんですよ、ずっと。だからもう夢が叶った感じで。
夢が叶ったのよ、羨ましいわ。
まだ叶って
本当に
嬉しかったです。
そういえばね、リカちゃんはね、長野県出身ということで、なんと実家がお蕎麦屋さんだそうよ。
そうなんですよ。
すごいじゃん。お蕎麦食べてるからそんなに肌のツヤがいいんだ。
うるさいな。
ツルツルだねとか言って。
なんかでも噂によると、あなたの実家もお蕎麦屋さんだそうじゃないの？
実はゆうさんそうなんですよ。
でも駅前なんでしょ？
長野の駅前に。
なんていうお店なの？
やぶそば本店です。
マジで。あんたちが本当に本店なの？
本店ならしいんですけど。
みんなよく本店ってみんな言うんだけど、あれは本当なのかしら？
そうですよ。やぶそば本店にもうリカちゃんのうちのお父さんがね、お蕎麦打ちながらリカちゃんのポスターを貼って応援してるから。うちの親父のためにも頑張ってよ。
頑張りますよ。リカちゃんのお父さんもいっぱいきっとポスターとかをね、街中に貼って応援してると思うからね。
本当だからもう。
頑張るのよ。
だからもう頑張って1位を目指してよ。
頑張ります。
それじゃあ曲のスタンバイをよろしくお願いします。
イエーイ、リカちゃんよろしく頼むぜ。
頑張ってね。
イエー。それでは河合リカさんで今週赤丸急上昇第11位のだってフォーリンラブいってみましょう。どうぞ Here we go! Yo yo!
Now, while I'd say for the most part the game has been fairly surreal and out of left field with most of its setups, I would say that's probably the first and probably only time in the entire game when it reaches into almost the realm of horror. And I'm not just talking about that female presenter's voice, because seriously, what the hell was that all about? But yeah, we've been introduced to our bomb here inside of the pop idol's brain. Sure. I'm sure there's a very good reason why it seems to be a classic wooden puzzle box with some Edo period art on the outside. Yeah, I'm sure there's some symbolism to be had there. It's a bit lost on me. It might be very much a cultural thing for Japan. For the bomb itself, though, right from the get-go, we are given very few screws, a reasonably long timer to get through this puzzle, and really the initial difficulty is just finding the screws on the outside in the first place. Manipulating them, not too difficult, and there's not really any dangers on the outside. Really, the first slightly difficult bit here is realizing that after we kind of slide off that top part, we just had to re-screw this to slide the far right section down. And that reveals our two first screws that we can actually fully pull out of this box here. What do these final 2 screws reveal for our wooden puzzle box? Why, it's a very different looking box. Pretty featureless. I don't know if it's meant to, yet again, be some symbolism for a very dynamic looking exterior for a very simple, plain looking interior, but we might as well delve deeper inside, getting rid of these first 2 small screws here. And if any of the previous puzzles have been any indication, you can probably already guess that this is pretty much going to be a dead end. But usually there is a hint inside. Except in this case, this dead end doesn't even let us look at that hint. It's just an immediate fuck you. Time to continue on with the puzzle. And we do get our first toit timer. This one is especially toit. Even trying to plow through these as quickly as possible by the end, I'm left with only about half a second left. So if you are not ready for that, well, you will probably fail. But here we get our first real difficult hurdle of this bomb here. We have, I think, 3 different layers of scissors that can go either left or right. And you can notice the strings on the far left and right edges. If the scissors do happen to cut those, it will immediately trigger the bomb, and we will blow up. So you need to make sure and unscrew each of these sets of screws in such a way that we do not, cause the tiniest pair of scissors to cut through the strings. And while it's initially daunting with just the sheer amount of screws that you're going to have to unscrew and all the different layers and the fact that you're actually going to have to, pan the camera up and down to really keep track of all the different levels of scissors, really the solution is pretty simple. You just have to make sure and start from the very top set and kind of alternate between top and the next layer down until the top's gone, then move to the next layer down. And yeah, before you know it, you're all the way down at the bottom, and you just have to, unscrew the final 2 sets of screws. And that reveals, well, the location of the bomb itself inside of this, puzzle box. And we get our final little puzzle here. We got a ball hanging above a moving fan, and we got a hammer that looks like it will trigger the bomb. So yeah, let's go ahead and start unscrewing the screws. And then we'll need to manipulate the screw on the motor here, which does cause the fan to start moving faster, and it causes the ball to start moving upwards, which means we need to get rid of these final 2 screws before that ball hits the hammer. And there we go. Simply a matter now of cutting the red wire, which I know from my years of watching Japanese variety TV. And the one thing I've learned from watching Japanese variety TV, it's a lot like BBC variety TV in that I'm not that big of a fan.
イエーチェックアウト。それでは今週のトップ3の前にコマーシャル Here we go。
セーブしない？あ、行っちゃった。
And that was certainly a lovely song from our bomb disposal expert Suzuki, but it is time to head on to our next misadventure. Now, technically, we are heading down pretty much an entire new split here. So, yeah, we'll just have to find out. We got, was it 316 and 1139? I guess we can try to check out earlier on in the day. Because you might recall, earlier on, you know, Suzuki had to wake up, then she was in an elevator with a gun that had a bomb in it, and there was a guy in a scuba outfit. Yeah, maybe Suzuki was heading to her day job? Where she... I guess maybe she works in the mailroom of this large corporate office. Maybe she has a heated rivalry with the girls upstairs working the reception desks. It's all a very intricate J-drama. Sadly, we cannot linger on the dreams of, you know, the daydreaming receptionist.
かわいそうに。
Because it's not a bomb we have to worry about this time. It's giant robots out of fucking nowhere.
Oh! かわいそうに。なんだどこの野郎。こうしてやる。
ミラクルパワーさ、これが正義の無敵ロボ。ダダーン、ゲッゲッゲッ、ガシン、クイックイックイッ、変幻自在の合体ボディで倒せ宿敵悪魔のラストダウン。鉄腕ギュンギュンギュン神秘の力さ、マジで強いな僕らのガンダガンダガンダガンダ。
絶対許さない。
And oh man, that is a very, very strict timer for this giant robot fight. And yeah, it's a randomized game of rock, paper, scissors. Because God, why not? I'll be very truthful. I do not enjoy this part whatsoever. One part because it is random. 2 parts because it is random and boring. And also, you know, I do enjoy the puzzles that involve bomb disposals, and I understand this is trying to be very zany and out of left field, but it's it can be either somewhat slow, or it can be incredibly tedious if you happen to lose like over and over again, which I definitely have been. I ran into a couple of test runs. But yeah, I mean, about the best strategy I can figure out is, you know, once you actually are able to hit Gundar and and break one of its rock paper scissors moves. You just kind of have to go with the next thing. Like, so if I throw paper and he throws rock, he's gonna hit me. I don't know. It's not important. It's fucking rock paper scissors. If you brute force it, you'll figure it out. Also, well, I kind of assume that Gundar is supposed to be a play on Gundam. It honestly seems more like Gundar is, maybe more like something akin to Go Nagi's, I don't know, Mansinger Z or Getter Robo. Because I did just finish watching the latest Getter Robo anime, Getter Robo arc, and it was very poorly animated and cheap. But it was also fun.
すごい
Go Nagi was a very strange person. He liked big robots, he liked big titties, and he liked blood. If you want to learn more about Go Nagi, maybe watch Devilman, or, I don't know, Getter Robo. I would highly recommend never reading or watching Violence Jack, because, oh boy, that's a whole lot of rape. But yeah, so we finished 1139. Let's now see what's going on at 316. Hopefully, well, spoiler alert, it's not a bomb. Well, not a real bomb. No, it seems that somehow over the course of the days, Suzuki, amongst all the other trials and tribulations she's had to go through, has somehow managed to break her foot. And, thankfully Japanese medicine, it's not like the US medicine or hospital system. She was able to get treated pretty quickly. And while she does try to be as friendly and positive as she can be, considering her day, somehow or another she's managed to rub her bedmate the wrong way. I mean, is it Suzuki's breath? Is it the ever-impending doom cloud that hangs over her, and the fact that she is, well, constantly surrounded by explosions? No, what actually turns out to be the issue in this case is the fact that Suzuki has brought in food from the outside, and I guess it doesn't really agree with the other person in the room. Oh yeah, also there's a bomb in her bento. Yeah, though this is just another kind of throwaway gag bomb. There's really not that much to it. You just kind of keep on pressing forward, and Suzuki will just chow down on all of her tempura shrimp. What could very well be... I guess that wasn't a Scotch egg. Yeah, I guess it was just kind of a hard-boiled egg. I mean, it could very well be tasty, maybe in comparison to hospital food. But once we make our way all the way through our meal, the bomb itself is hidden microscopically on, I think, what it was supposed to be a rice kernel. Rice grain, not a kernel. And then, yeah, in the end, the wire we want to cut is the one that doesn't have the mold on it, because mold is very good depending on what you are trying to get out of your rice. Perhaps you want to, make some sake. That's fermented rice, right? And yet, we still don't really know how Suzuki ended up in this state. And we get some mild inkling here. Yeah, I guess she was running on the beach for some reason, and she hurt her foot. Sure, that makes perfect sense. And normally I would say that we would just stick to 3 disposals in one video, but we actually just have one left over from the previous path before we get into our next major split, and yeah. Man, this Suzuki's really a triple threat. I mean, you got singer, musician, bomb disposal expert, regular cutie boots. She's got it all. So I'm not really surprised to hear that her husband played this game, or her husband to be really found out about her from this game and was like, now that's the lady I want to marry. But yeah, for this jukebox puzzle, we simply had to find the record that is actively playing what is a very annoying set of drumming. And it's pretty easy to get down to the core of the record and find out where the microscopic bomb is in this case. And once this is disposed, we can get right back to band practice and keep on, rocking in the free world. And who knows, maybe in the next video, we'll actually get back to disposing of bombs.